It's okay. It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. Off your mind.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go sama us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Maiyegun diary politico, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. This one not they off in mind, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. My people make you shout, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. This man not the off in mind, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Aha. Now him not done here, all these bad politicians, them we call themselves politicians. When they thief our money, we no want make the common man get waiting supposed get for this country. Una never hear something. Now go hear one. Maiyegun, you go show na paper. Maiyegun diary political. So my people make you shout, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. My people make we laugh, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Maiyegun diary.
Hello there, brethren. So good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. It is Maiyegun live. And thanks so much for joining me again. I was kind of live earlier, by the way. I did the brunch time with Maiyegun earlier. And I bet we have a lot to catch up on tonight. So please, after reading the caption of the broadcast, do read the description of the broadcast as well. Then like it, share it, invite your friends and your not so friendly friends. Tell them to join us that Maiyegun is live. And tonight we are starting with the controversial statement or speech given by one Islamic fanatic, put it that way, extremist, who is also very much political. So his name is Yahya Jingiri. So he practices his own type of Islam in Plateau State, in the middle belt part of Nigeria. So Kano State government organized a program to marry off the citizens who were like unable to get married, including those who already have wives. In that sense, the government of Kano State for this year, they were marrying off 1,500 couples. Yes, which also cost the state about, 1.5 billion naira. So they invited this cleric to possibly come and bless the union of the newlyweds. And he used the occasion, right, to stir the same religious division, which started and kicked off, right? Probably kicked off the moment that the APC, Egbekegbe, presented Muslim ticket, the Mumu ticket of 2023. Now you are about to go for the second run of that. And the guys who propagated that division at the time, based on their own sort of like political sentiments using religion. One of them is Yahya Jingiri. Is the same guy who told you that Tinubu is not responsible for the subsidy removal, and then is also not responsible for the cost of living crisis in Nigeria. Rather, some Igbos were behind it. He was the same guy. He's so used to making that kind of like an incendiary statement, so to say, and he gets away with them all the time. We have, I have seen a video that some others in defense have referencing. It is what Dacomo, that's is a prophet, Reverend Dacomo, the man that is always there calling on the US and international communities to come to the aid of the Christians in Nigeria. So it was at a burial site where he made the speech of why the Christians at this point should firm up and ensure that they defeat the Muslim tickets. So they said that's what Jingiri was responding to. But hey, it is not just somebody saying Christian versus Muslim. It is the words like calling people Anir or something, calling them infidel, filthy, disgusting, never to be seen as a human being the moment you are not a Muslim. And according to him, they will need to use the 2027 election this time to show to the Christians in Nigeria that the Muslims are more. Mind you, everybody is actually going through the shege that APC, Egbekegbe, has been unleashing on Nigeria and Nigerians in the last 11 years, or 11 and a half years. Nobody is really spared. But characters like this knows what they are doing. So he was specifically invited, probably like intentionally invited, to the point that when he started railing out this, this hateful sort of like speeches, right? There were 3 governors on seats. Yeah, the host governor, the Kano State governor, they were all saying, laughing. It was like, I'll tell you, I'm going to play you the clip, right? But here, in words, though, what is believed to have been said by Jingiri said, I urge you to prepare your votes. Let us show the world that the infidels, that's the unbelievers, are lying, that they outnumbered us. Show the infidels their limit. Nigeria is a Muslim country. And if you don't want to accept a Muslim ticket, you should leave Nigeria because it belongs to us. If not, because of the Muslim ticket, the Christians in Nigeria will think they are more than us. This is why we must make sure the Muslim ticket continues to succeed so that our dominance will remain sustained. That's Yahya Jingiri Bello Yahya Jingiri. If you don't understand Hausa, okay, that's what he's saying in this clip.
Wanda ka kuke ganin gwanina Ahmad Bola Tinubu wanda ya daga tutar siyasar su ya mata kirare da Muslim na ce ina ɗaya daga cikin masu daga tutar musulunci in kira jama'a ku taho mu yi Muslim na sani cewa kafirai na jin zafin wannan kalma to amma ba akwai kiristoci ba akwai yahudawa ba akwai masu bautar magiro ba ni musulmi mai wazin musulunci da na ce muslim mai na taba nasu na hana kirishin ya faɗa ne na hana magiro ya faɗa ne na hana ɗan tantar batete ya faɗa ne amma ni a matsayi na musulmi muslim sha'a man sha'a au aba amma wani zai ce ai to demokradiya ne ai akwai su ne ba sa sallah ba ai kai ne wakilinsu to mu muna sallah muna azumi kuma demokradiyar kun ce majority carry the vote jama'a gauro da gauruwa tuzuru da tuzuruwa Allah ya ba ku abokan zaman tare na aure za su iya haɗa wannan taron turanan din nan ina kiran ku dan Allah kowa je gyara ƙuri'a mu nuna wa duniya ƙarya kafirai suke da suka ce sun fi mu yawa a Najeriya ƙarya suke yi ba dan Allah ya taimake mu na ce muslim ba mai rabon jini sai ya ce sun fi mu yawa da aka buga ana taimake muka kwantara su da ƙasa su zo na biyu ma ba su zo ba ko sun zo sai na uku bayan murɗiya su duka da haka ƙuri'a ta musulunci ce jama'ar musulmi ta kufa to kar wani ya ruɗe ku masu miyagun tarihi da haka siddan suka zo suka jefa mana bom a masallacin sarki a kan wai su yan tatsi ne wai su kiristoci yan basaji to ku da Allah amma mu irin wannan gwamnatin muke so da za ta ɗau ginshiƙin kafa gidan iyali mai tsafta ta zo ta kashe kuɗin Kano don mu musulmin Kano su ga miji da mata da ƴaƴa musulunci ina yaba muku kuna ta musulunta a Amerika mayo ma na New York da musulmi ne Allah ta rike shi mun ci asashe daban-daban da yawa da wannan ƙuri'a idan ka zauna aka jefa ƙuri'a ta musulmi ka koma Allah ya nuna wa duniya kai to kai na tsayawa kuma garin da zo saboda haka a je a gyara ƙuri'a Allah ya taimaki mai girma gwamna na jihar Kano Allah ya taimaki mai girma gwamnan jihar Sokoto
Nuisance leleyi
So characters like that, there are many in the middle belt part of Nigeria and even mostly in northern part of Nigeria. They are political affairs, so to say, okay? They are those that would use that same religion, all right, to continue to sort of like hold their people down in that sense, all right? So they work with the political class, and surprisingly, they are very influential. I mean, you may listen to them and laugh. You may listen to them and just brush it aside, right? But they are the regular people they use in inciting. So they turn blind eyes to all the wrongs going on. You know, the communities being destroyed, people being displaced, lives being lost, and all of that stuff, right? No, they will ignore all of that. And they will continue to tell you that the reason why it is even still manageable, or the reason why it hasn't gotten so bad or so worse than whatever it is you are experiencing right now, is because Allah or God, okay, is with this set of people because of their religion. And that is something that they strongly believe in northern part of Nigeria, those who believe them, right? And those who also milk that for their own political kind of control, using religion as a political tool. It works well with the APC. Unfortunately, there is no different or separate economy or separate Nigeria for those who strongly believe that incompetency is not a problem as long as the person shares religion with them. Crazy, Abi. They said he was responding to this man who made similar statements at the burial site of the Christian genocide victims in northern Nigeria.
Muslim ticket. We should be careful. We should be very careful. 2027. That is when the whole Christian have spoken in Abuja the day before yesterday with all traditional rulers of the northern state. The Christian in which our traditional ruler, we boycotted from Sultan because the Choktif is the leader of our Christian traditional rulers in the north. So we know what is happening. We should pray for that. But when it comes to state, God will show us what to do. But in the federal, we are going to display that we are the majority in census in Nigeria. So this is what is going to happen. Do you know why this killing is taking place? Because they have endorsed Muslim Christian to rule over Nigeria by all crooks. And we are supporting it. God will punish us if we forsake it. God will punish us. I'm telling you, we are going to see her. Kuna gani yawan da sun goye bayan Muslim ticket. Mark my word, bana magana ya fadi a banza. Za a zo a yi farautar su a kakkashe su a gidaje. Kuma zai faru. In wahala ya bullo, an san da kana tare da Muslim ticket ba ka kwana gida ba. Because abin da ake jira tun da an tabbatar to za mu ci kaniyanmu. Yau in ba Tinubu, Shetima zai hau. In Shetima ya hau, bannan da ya yi ma Christian a Maiduguri su gwaza. To bannan ba mu ga masifa ba tukuna. Kabiri Sokoto an samu a gidansa. Muslim ticket.
So you should understand where he is coming from, just so you know, okay? So since they believe that since this Tinubu and shitty man came to power, more people or more Christians have been killed. And to them, the Muslim ticket brought that upon them because the supposed effort of the federal government to curb this terrorism was defeated the moment those who occupied power and those who wants to subdue them, right, share the same religion, Islam. But in reality, what you're actually dealing with is not Muslim or Christian or you are dealing with institutionalized corruption. The one that has sort of like rewarded incompetence, illegitimacy, and the fallout of all of that is just going to be the harvest of a criminality in a way where institutions have become weaker to really tackle any form of problems. It's not because it's Muslim or it's Christian and all that. But hey, that is going into your 2027 elections. They've started already. But there are those who have condemned what Jingiri actually said. I mean, he's describing your fellow Nigerians as infidels, unbelievers, filthy, subhumans, and all that. So therefore, if you have to kill them, you you shouldn't have any sort of like blame or worry yourself about that. Yeah, that is them pushing it towards your 2027 charade. Like I told you, he was invited to come and bless the wedding that cost Kano State government or the Kano State taxpayers 1.5 billion naira. Their governor, the one that was laughing in the middle there, and the other governors, he had this to say about the annual jamboree mass wedding in Kano.
We gather here to facilitate and rejoice with the 1,500 couples who have been united in marriage under our administration novel Aurangata program, popularly known as Auranzorawa. But we call it Aurangata because not every one of you is Bazawara. I extend my heartfelt congratulations to all the brides and the grooms, as well as their parents, guardians, and the entire families. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me remind us that the Aurangata program was one of the key promises that we made during our campaign across all the 44 local government areas of Kano State in the build-up to the 2023 general elections. Alhamdulillah, to the glory of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, today we have continued to fulfill that promise. Before this wedding ceremony, all prospective couples underwent a comprehensive screening process. This included medical examinations to ascertain their health status, marriage counseling by qualified professionals, and participation in workshops and seminars designed by the Kano State Hizbah Board to prepare them for the responsibilities of married life. Our administration has committed over 1,500 million naira to ensure the successful implementation of this program and to provide comprehensive support to the newly married couples. This expenditure, I must say, covered the medical screening of all the brides and grooms to safeguard their health and that of their future children. 2, the payment of 100,000 as dowry, in addition to another 100,000 as capital grant to serve as seed capital for starting a business and promoting self-reliance. Also, the provision of household furniture and essential items, including beds, mattresses, and other necessities, to enable the couples begin their married lives comfortably, as well as the provision of food items and other essential commodities to cushion the hardship they may encounter during early days of their marriage, as enumerated by Malam Aminu.
Right.
Who did this thing to us? Okay. May God forgive all of us.
Right, right.
Who did?
Did you hear that? So they are marrying off unemployed people. All right, they're marrying them off with a 100,000 naira seed to start a business or do something. Because to APC, right, 100,000 naira, that's a lot of money. There are people who started their life less than that, you know. There are people who started with nothing. Today, they have made it. That is the APC, Egbekebese logic. People who have no jobs, okay? So they'll give 200,000 naira, 100,000 naira for their dowry, and the 100,000 naira as a seed that the couple can use. They will still give them food, though. They'll give them food, they'll give them beddings and all that. So the 100,000 naira, that's what they are setting them up with. And it's the state government's project. They've been doing it for a while. So that's where they brought that Jingiri that spewed that nonsense earlier. And of course, it's triggered reactions. One of those who have reacted is that Prophet Buba is also from the Middle Belt part of Nigeria. Responding to Jingiri.
I'm coming to every Nigerian with a very serious, heavy heart. Because I thought that at this stage of our lives, especially when we're getting older, we should begin to think about Nigeria and how we can all live together in peace. As of today, I have supported over 10,000 Muslims across northern Nigeria. They have no relationship with me at all. Whether it is the school of their children, whether it is their housekeeping, it is home issues and all of that. But look at this bastard that called himself a religious leader. These are the kind of people that I suppose that government should pick. But I can see the governor of Kano State. This is how insane all of you are in northern Nigeria, some of you. This is the way you think. People that are brainless. Somebody is standing there in your meeting shouting, Muslim, calling Christians infidels. And I'm going to go take this. If Christians should do this, who is going to have a country? Northern Nigeria, Muslims with the highest, you talk about the highest capital poverty of the world. Are you not ashamed? Are you not ashamed that banditry is here in the north? Criminality is here in the north. It is here in the north you have the highest level of drug addicts that you are supposed to be, if you are sane, to begin to preach the message that will help to bring people out of bondage and out of their captivity. You are there making stupid statement and inciting against Christians and calling them, look at them infidels if they think they have voting power. Woe to any Christian that is going to align themselves with these evil, brainless people and creatures. And I'm speaking to my Muslim brothers who are saying, you cannot be allowing this kind of creatures to be flowing among you. And I want to say to all the Kano people, it's time that whatever is your name, the governor of Kano, it's time you throw that guy out of that seat. He doesn't deserve it. Look at it. I'm going to play the video. If a governor is sitting under such kind of evil hate speech and he's praising this wicked evil man called Jingiri, whatever your name is, your cup is full. It will not be well with you. And God's word cannot be broken. It shall not be well with the wicked. Nigeria belongs to all of us. Do come in Arewani, but I'm not tolerating in where Namutaneba. Mutumin da bashi da kai yadda muke sufa ya kamata muna tunani ka tashi kana kiran kristoci kafirai su gani yanzu kafiran su gani muslim ina suke kaza nonsense. Kana magana cewa kana samun musulmai ne kawai suke aure daya. Kristoci ga suna da mata guda uku guda hudu suna da yara, amma wa'in ne masu wahala yanzu a cikin muslim ticket din ba musulman bane yawanci in arewa. Muna haɗa hannunmu da malamai da suke nan da tunani kamar Sheikh Saleh da wayansu, muna haɗa hannaye tare mu ganin da zamu yi solving maganar nan arewa, arewacin Nigeria. Almajirai dukkanin arewa ne. Ka tafi Lagos ɗan arewa ne beggars, ka tafi Anambra arewa ne beggars, ka tafi Abuja arewa ne ɗan beggars. Ba za ka shiga abun nan bai shiga maka bane, bai shiga maka kai ba, abun haushi. To bari ni gaya maka, muna wannan arewan. To bari in gani muslim ticket da kake magana ko zai bambanta abinci ko zai kara ka muku abin da ya kamata. Duba wahalan da mutane suke ciki. Ya kamata wani wannan lokacin ne kowa ya nazari nagari. And I want to say to all of you, it's time we prove to such wicked, evil, brainless creatures that Nigeria is bigger than them. El-Rufai is learning his lesson in a bitter way. I'm grateful to the governor of Kaduna State that now he has seen that balance and justice is required. God that we serve is a God of justice and fairness. Kapena apara Muslimci Christianity tanano. Ko Allah kuma betala sa kowa ba. They didn't compel anybody. Kowa ye adinin da yake so. Wane ne kai ka kira Kristoci kafirai infidels? You mindless creature.
That transmission line is a super highway. For generated electricity and power. They could not even make a down payment for a roasted corn. That
So he's responding to Jingiri that called Christians infidels. Okay. When the Rwanda genocide would happen, okay, so they used their media. You have these religious leaders, all these tribal jingoists and the rest of them to push this ethnic bias. So they started calling the other people they were to kill later. They started calling them cockroaches. So before you know it, right, these cockroaches are no longer, these humans they are calling cockroaches, they no longer look like humans to them. So they were seeing cockroaches that had to be like killed. And that's how they killed over 1 million people in 100 days or so. In Nigeria, we have seen people who have made statements that ordinarily could have possibly produced Rwanda times 10 in Nigeria. But most of the time, you just realize that the people have become so divided, no doubt, because it's part of what they are using, okay? And then you discover that those who are in the authority, they approve most of these messages. They approve most of these rhetorics. In some cases, they even sponsor them. Yeah, they sponsor them. You see people, you see all these fake accounts on social media that are representing different ethnic, religious, tribal, whatever kind of groups, right? And then they will begin to push this tribal hate, ethnic hate and others, right? They will begin to push them against any of the targeted ethnic in order to keep people like that divided. That's how much the criminals in Nigeria or the criminal politicians in Nigeria have institutionalized messages like this. But there are many who are also Muslims that do not agree with this kind of thoughts. In fact, it irritates them that people could become a willing tool in the hand of politicians by using religion in politics, while you watch the same people that you possibly are preaching to, who come to you for help, prayer, and this and that, who are victims of a failed government, failed country, but yet you would rather redirect them back to the same rogues who have messed up with their lives simply because they trust you. You are their religious and spiritual leaders. So yeah, you have those who feel irritated, Muslims, who do not approve of this. One of them is this guy, and he's also another one, by the way. He was on Arise responding to Jingiri's new statement. And like I said, whatever Jingiri said wouldn't have really mattered. But when you see those 3 governors start there like laughing, giggling and all that, and forgot completely that they are talking about Nigerians, not some filthy subhumans, because that's what he's saying, right? Here.
But Yusuf, let me come to you. When a Nigerian cleric describes fellow citizens of another faith as infidels, what does that do to the idea of a common Nigerian identity?
First of all, he poo-poos it. For a better phrase, I'm a Muslim, and I say clearly no to religious extremism, no to vitriol, bitter narrative by leaders, especially religious leaders. And I'll say this emphatically, Sheikh Jingiri's statement belongs to him and his belly and his pocket, because this is not what we expect from political leaders, even of political cycle. This statement is demagoguery. It reeks of religious bigotry. And a leader of that stature, by age, by his stand in society, and the length of time he has been an Islamic credit, he should know that just a word from him can sink this country. So to that extent, it is completely unacceptable. And I dare say, and I stand to be corrected, that the majority of Muslims are not with this kind of, irresponsible statement from this Islamic cleric.
Nevertheless,
yes,
he was saying it, and you could see from the video that
I'm even heading there.
There were 3 governors.
I was heading there.
I mean,
what is more ominous? Yes, Charles, what is more ominous for me?
Yeah,
was I was scanning the background to see the reaction of the governors sitting and other political leaders and society leaders, their facial expressions, their demeanor. And what I saw, for me, was worse than the statement of Sheikh Jingiri. And what is more heartbreaking is hours and hours and days later, and counting, there is no counter position taken by political leaders to assuage the feelings of our brothers and sisters within the Muslim and across the religion, particularly in this case, the quote-unquote people that are called infidel, in a country whereby the man actually scored an own goal. And for the leaders that are sitting there and smiling away, I wonder what is going on in the mind of the First Lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, who is a Christian, and the president himself, whose son, the oldest son at the moment, is a Christian. So he's having a diverse home, running a diverse government, right? How he is feeling with this man that has scored an own goal. Why? Because he is trying to oversell a Muslim ticket. Right. And that, for me, is the issue, because if we really want a united Nigeria, we should go beyond it. Even the politics should be. I didn't know that the politics is so rotten till I saw this position, because I expected a position to be taken to counter this and assuage first and show.
Yusuf, let me come to you. When
Cardinal Maiyegun followed other cardinals, or should I say the Catholic Council, to see Tinubu, and they told him, listen, things are rough for the people economically. Tinubu said, no, things are not. In fact, things have improved so much. They told him about what they believed behind the door interference in the opposition parties to keep them in disarray, using the court and all that. And they said that what they requested is to give a, playing field, like let everybody have a, free playing field in the elections and let the people choose who they want. So in that speech, Tinubu replied and told them that I'm not going to roll out a red carpet for my enemies. He called them enemies. And he also said, I'm not going to give them a rope to tie me up with or to hang me with. Meaning, whatever you guys think I should do to make them participate competitively, right? I'm not going to do it. And I'm also not responsible for their problems anyway. So that was his answer. Okay. So when they left, in fact, he actually told them that all is fear in politics. Yeah, all is fear in politics and war. So meaning he's going to do anything to win his second term, whatever it takes. So their position quickly triggers Tinubu's people's reaction. And automatically they turn it into a religious thinking. Those ones didn't even go there to say, oh, Catholics are suffering, Christians are suffering. Okay, no. Oh, the political parties are Christian parties, so you should, nothing like that. Just like neutral way to go and tell you what they feel like is the pulse of the country. Everybody went to town. Everywhere. They were sent by Peter Obi. They were working for. They were against Muslim ticket. They blah blah. But listen to that one. He said their preferred candidate is Tinubu. A Muslim ticket must be sustained, and they have to prove it to the Christians in Nigeria that they are more. To what advantage is that? I was having a chat with a friend on this particular subject yesterday. Okay, that's how I'm very kind of like happy that that person who spoke in the video I shared earlier said something about the guy scoring an own goal, right? So an own goal is when you know that the wife of your president is Christian. She's a pastor, and then she's an infidel, a filthy, subhuman, human, whatever. You know what I mean? Like that same description. So, and then you want a husband to continue to be to represent you because at least you are the majority. But in the long run, you are practically like promoting the majority in all the calamities that has befallen Nigeria, brought upon Nigeria by the APC, from the insecurity to the economic downturn, to the out-of-school children, to the issue of the displaced people who are running into their millions. You get what I mean? Like millions of them. So it's pretty much scoring what you can call Unguabi. So, but it's pretty much about their stomach as well. Whatever they can get for now from those criminals who continue to use, they know the value they placed on these guys, right? So, and there are those who actually believe them. Yeah, there are those who believe them. So now there is a pure silence from the same Tinubu's gang, because this one is for them. And if you are against it, you are the enemy. So they can unleash all of their back end dogs at you, like that. You know? But that's not all. Here is another lunatic who is spreading the same ideology. What should be done to the infidels? In fact, in Yoruba land, they were supposed to be enslaved. If you are a non-Muslim, right? According to this madman I'm going to share now, right? Yeah, so you should be enslaved. The Muslims should enslave the Christians. Now you'll be like, where are these ones coming out from? Where are they crawling out from? Well, from the contraption.
Ọlọ́ni ẹ̀bá wọn jà ẹ̀jà wọn lógun wọ́n kù zúhù kẹ́mú wọn lẹ́rú wọ́n zùrúhù kẹ́tìlẹ̀kùn mọ́ wọn mọ́lé ẹ̀sídìí mọ́ wọn ẹni wọn gbọ́dọ̀ lọ ọjà wọn gbọ́dọ̀ lókun wọn gbọ́dọ̀ lọ ọjà ẹ̀tìlẹ̀kùn mọ́ wọn ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ jáde agbọ́dọ̀ ní yíta ẹ̀sídìí mọ́ wọn. Àwa mùsùlùmí lálẹ́tọ́ àti ṣe kèfèrí mọ́lé kì í ṣe kèfèrí ni ó lẹ́tọ́ àti ṣe wa mọ́lé. wakihudu lahum kullu marsadin bí tá bá ti bá wọn ẹ̀fìdí wọn gúnlẹ̀ síbẹ̀ bá wọn ní bòbá tán fa pamọ́ sí ẹ̀dì wọn bẹ̀ ẹ tilẹ̀kùn mọ́ wọn bẹ̀ ntọ́lọ́ sọ náà kúrò nínú. mo fi sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ mi pé n tó yẹ kẹ́ ṣe tẹ́ ẹ̀ bá ṣe lórí ẹnìkan tẹ́ni ẹnìyẹn yóò ṣe tiẹ̀ yóò ṣe nǹkan ẹ̀ máa fún ìfẹ́ yìí o n tó yẹ kẹ́ ṣe fún yàn tẹ́ ẹ̀ bá ṣe òun ó ṣe tiẹ̀ fún yín o ẹni tó yẹ kẹ́ àrẹ́sì ẹ̀ tẹ́ ẹ̀ bá àrẹ́sì ẹ̀ òun àrẹ́sì yín. Yorùbá ní àìtètè mólè olè mólókù abẹ́kọ́ olè ó mú yín tí ibi tí wọ́n pe olè tó lè tó ń pe olè lólè tó ń pe oníkan lólè oníkan ni wọ́n mú òun lọ́ra àwọn kèfèrí násàrù kan làkà fún yín tẹ́ẹ̀fù mọ̀ pé ogun kájagun ó ń bẹ lẹ́nu Islam.
Nuisance lélẹ́yìí. Nuisance lélẹ́yìí. Nuisance lélẹ́yìí.
I mean, there are people who are continually fighting wars, imaginary wars in their head. And mind you, it could actually really be that they have lost some screws, right? And at the same time, to those who are in the intelligence world, right, they will say messages like this, they are not random. You may look at them, You may abuse them, curse them, pass it on, and move on. But they always have their targeted audience. Maybe not you, but you'll be surprised. There are those who are being fed with those ideologies, and one way or the other, right? They are grooming some people just next to you. You'll be surprised. So he said that in their own Quran, Walihudu in his Quran that he's trying to read out there, right? That he gave almost 1,000 interpretation, told him that wherever they meet the infidels, right, they were supposed to be arrested, enslaved like that. You know, like, so what are you going to do to them if you now do all of that? Like, what is that going to be for you? So you can take whatever that is theirs and then own it and maybe kill them or enslave them to work for you for free or something like that. In 2026, somebody wants to be like the 10th century Arab travelers. He wants to be 20th, 30th century Arabian merchant or slave trader or something. Like they imagine it and they want that to happen. They want to fight war. There is war. Because if we are not ready for it, the other people are going to come and fight war with us. Like there are those with that mindset inside Nigeria. And it is not coincidence, right? It is only when it becomes so like mainstream that everybody begin to say, I thought this was just a joke. No, it's not. That's how messed up that place is. And that's how messed up those in charge of that place have managed to incubate this kind of madness everywhere. Push religious hatred, tribal, ethnic, divisive rhetorics and all that. And everything still comes back to one thing. A disorganized country will never have what it takes to elect responsible leadership, ever. See? So people who are complaining that things are tough, in fact, causing Kolu and his appointees of having the best lives, you know, driving convoy, latest cars of convoy and all that, right? And yet people have been told to tighten their belt and continue to wait for the result of the reform. Which reform? That's the question. So the guy who is now in charge of the tax collection, revenue collection for Nigeria, NRS, his name is Zacch Adedeji from, I think he's from Ondo State. He's a former commissioner there. So he was with Sheikh Okimbaloye. You know, Sheikh can be sometimes ridiculous. It is a way of questioning and all that. But this guy, I mean, I would say he's a professional, but he is not, okay? So he was asked, and his only answer was that people who are calling out a Kolu and those around him living extravagantly and all that, they are just haters. Because, yes, except for when Tinubu wants to go to the airport, doesn't even drive all these expensive cars that all of you are complaining about, this convoy, doesn't even drive them. He walks to work every day. And to let you know, the man eats once a day, once a day. So I don't even know how that is relevant in any of this. But the point they are making is not hard. If you think it is tough for you, Tinubu is enjoying it. No, you're wrong. Even Tinubu is struggling too. Just so you know, doesn't drive, it works. Doesn't eat so much. Eats just once. So whatever you are feeling is feeling it. He'll keep telling you to keep waiting. I can't explain the interview. I'll play with you. I don't know if you have heard it though, right? So here, the first one, Zacch, what's his name again? Zacch Adedeji.
Large and in luxury. The president, the convoy, wife of the president, the kind of expenses that go into running government, cost of governance summarily. And there are those who say there's a lot of poverty. Cost of governance, the president promised. The cost of governance agenda seems to have been cut short.
No, and let me explain.
There's nothing.
No, let me explain, and that is mismatch. that people used to say and talk about. Tell me, Mr. President goes from home to office on foot, not even driving. I don't know, except he's going to the airport, so I don't know where you see the convoy. No, excuse me. No, what is that? Okay, no.
The bulletproof Escalade.
No, just take it for granted. So before he become president, what is he riding? So is it because he's now president? So how much is Escalade? I'm asking. No, I'm just
government money.
No, I'm just.
You might leave, but once Nigerians are paying for it, we cannot pay for what we cannot afford.
Excuse me. How much is Escalade that the president of Nigeria cannot afford? No, please don't embarrass this country. I just show you. No, excuse me, Mr. Sheikh. Yeah. So how much is Escalade? No, tell me how much is Escalade that the president of Nigeria,
even the new aircraft.
What is the new? So it should have gone on earpiece, or what? No, I'm asking you.
President of Kenya flies. Kenya
I honestly, I don't know. Do you now have Nigeria Airways? So I'm asking you. So honestly, when we are having
so you're saying that this government is not living large?
To where? How? And this is the question I ask. How? What do you call living large? In the last 3 months, he has not even left this shore of this country, walking, trekking from work to. If you go there now, you will see him reviewing one document or the other. So what is living like? He eats once in a day. How many parties have you seen him in the last 3 years? Tell me where you've seen him, whether on the holiday or anywhere. So what is living like? And remember, this is former governor. This is former treasurer of Mobu. This is an accomplished accountant and investor. So this now is now president. What is Escalade?
When we talk about cutting cost of governance, we're not talking just about one man. We're talking about what goes on across the line. The ministers, the heads of agencies.
Let me put it in real economics for you also. And that is what people don't really understand. Because when you say, cost of this or cost of that, don't forget that government, the government is both debit and credit. So if government needs to print and it does not print, don't you know the printer has lost the revenue? So government, when people say, austerity, don't forget that it is a cycle. So if we need to use a conference center, you don't use the conference center, you don't know that the owner of conference center has lost the money, and it is when they make money that I can tax them. So the real economy is both debit and credit. So when people, and that is what I used to just judge them, whether they really understand what they are talking about or not. When someone will tell you, I carry my bag, I do it, so what does that mean?
Contractors, Dr. Adedeji, when would they be paid?
No, I know the Minister of Finance is working on them, and they are being paid. When last did you hear any from them?
Those who are being owed less than 100 million mark, they plan their payment. But those who are owed higher, and there's still a lot of them.
No, honestly, like I said, that is funding mechanism within Ministry of Finance, and I know they have structure, and they are getting that done, and it's part of activities of the government.
Give us an idea of the management of resources, because what we hear a lot of the times is that monies have gone into the state, the local government.
Yes.
But people, that is where they...
So, how much is the Escalade that the president of Nigeria cannot afford? Just don't embarrass this country, man. The same thing goes for everybody else. They are like all rich before coming into politics. They are all rich. They're not rich, but the narrative is that. So the narrative is that they are all rich. But they are not. But that's the guy in charge of revenue collection in Nigeria. All who walks to work every now and then, eats once in a day, and people should stop probably picking holes where there is none. Sort of. Not just that. He also said something about your subsidy. You'll be the one to analyze that, right? So I found a video of Kolu possibly walking to work. Yeah, they started uploading it. So they want you to know that he barely even uses all these cars. You know what I mean? He walks to work. So if you are walking to work, right? Just know that even Kolu had to trek on foot to work. Then what happened to the subsidy money? His answer is basically like, well, it's as basic as others who have told you that, yeah, the subsidy money, if you ask them too much, they will tell you the money was not saved anywhere. It was supposed to be borrowed. According to them, if Tinubu did not remove a subsidy, it would have cost Nigeria 53 trillion naira. You know, once they dropped that figure, because they wanted you to know that it is so bad. It's a bad thing. You know, I have a video to give you an explanation a bit on that though, right? So when he was asked what has been the reward, the benefit of the said removed subsidy, a tough one, right? He went on praising Ekolu and then barely giving no real answer though, right? But watch.
Let me follow up on what you have just said. It might be on that recovery at the technical jargon, but in the pocket of the average Nigerian who is buying less petrol, less the price, is subsidy for them. No, because after the president removed it, they are now paying more.
No, and that is what I need to explain. And that is why I say that when I say people understand it, and we should all commend Mr. President, because people have misdirection in their thoughts. So when the real value of a product is 10 naira, and people are buying this product at, let's say, 3 naira, and you are borrowing this 7 naira, it's not your income, it's not at your luxury. So because the impression in the mind of the people is that we have this money called subsidy somewhere, and then we just stop it, or it is what we have. If Mr. President has not stopped it, only God knows where this country will have been. And that is the point. We don't have it. And truthfully, to all the candidates then, they've all agreed they will remove it, the subsidy.
But the approach of President Tinubu is what they criticize.
No. And that is
what should you have done
and that is the
as a base of your policy action?
No, that is what I'm saying. If you look at it and you break it down, that what Mr. President has done, and you will see, one of the governors just said recently that he used to collect 4.6 billion monthly, but as a result of this reform, is collecting 16 billion monthly. So if you divide all these things, education, agriculture, all this, if you sectionalize it, these are the things that is done in the state. Also, don't forget that we are operating constitutional federation. And what that means is that all revenue you have, you take it to federation account, and it is shared according to the law. So there is no window for anybody to take any money anywhere and separate it aside and in the thinking of those people that don't understand and say, okay, we should distribute it. Because when they talk about buffer, you should ask them that for that question. What should that buffer mean? And if you see the Mr. President steps after that, we have CNG. Why do we have CNG? Because based on data and our calculation, we discovered that those people that feel more impact in this are the urban populace who travel on public transport. Because if you do the real analysis, when you look at what really affects people, is diesel. Petrol procurement, majorly 80% of this petrol consumption that you talked about are elite. So when people begin to say, oh, the poor, so tell me, you don't have a car? You move from, in my village. Now, how many car or transportation, they walk to the farm, they come back, they do. So tell me their consumption of petrol. So when people talk in motherhood statement, I say you should have provide buffer, like what? So, and these are the things that we need to ask people, and we must remind ourselves that where are we coming from before we get to this stage. Right. And if not for Mr. President, and I said it openly, and I tell people that the greatest gift to this republic is the leadership of Mr. President. Because if not for him at that time, only God knows where we'll have been now.
Because let me follow up on what you have.
Nuisance Lele.
So according to according to this guy, only those who live in the urban areas are affected based on their own data. He said they did data collection. And they realized that those who live in the urban areas who usually have to travel, buy petrols and enter buses and all that are those that are mostly affected by the subsidy removal. So Tinubu therefore introduced CNG buses. When last did you see any of the CNG buses anywhere? A question for those of you who usually commute. When last did you see any of those buses? How about the, what do you call those things? The conversion stations that they promised that they were going to build, so that a lot of you can go and convert your cars, your vans, your buses to CNG from petrol. And how much is the kg of that same gas for that your CNG? Anyway, to them, those who are living in the rural areas barely drives, so they don't need. But those are the economists too, advising Kolu, the accountant from Mobile. Okay, forgetting the fact that the food that those who provisions that those who live in the rural areas, including food, will also need to be, they would need to be transported, won't they? But their statistics didn't show them that. Okay, and that as long as they have not actually really produced any real or have any improvement in their electricity production, right? So the rural areas can die slow death. There are no real development there. There are no real people there that this should affect. That is their theory, and that's what they work with. And to him, they have done so well, except for those who won't appreciate them. So I found a video where someone decided to explain some certain things to you. You know, when they say to you, sometimes they will say, when you are paying 145 naira per liter of petroleum, and Nigeria was spending between 600 billion and 800 billion naira annually on subsidy, okay? But you were paying for that. And somehow, when you compared how much you are paying as oil-producing country and how much other oil-producing countries are actually paying for having crude oil, then you get to see the rip-off of the criminals who are living off you, stealing from you the resources that is meant to serve you. Okay, so you kind of see it that way, right? But that's not the argument they love to push. The narrative is that, hey, even though you are paying 1,200 naira per liter or 1,300 naira per liter, do you know that you are still paying a cheaper oil than, you are still paying cheap for petroleum product, right? Than the countries like a USA, countries like a UK, and they compare them like that, right? They will never compare the income, the earnings that should ordinarily sort of like correspond with what you are also spending. So how long does it take for somebody who is paying almost similar like what you are paying in Nigeria, in other countries? How long does it take them to make that money? Someone did a very good, very detailed analysis on that. It's on subsidy and how you've been so deceived by these criminals that chose never to bring you any succor. Just talks, right? Maybe you should watch this.
Something I keep seeing whenever we talk about fuel prices is this argument that Nigerians are actually paying one of the cheapest fuel prices in the world. People share charts showing the global average is around 1,990 naira per liter. And because we're paying below that, we're supposed to be grateful. If someone sends you that argument, just send them this video. Because a price is only cheap if the people can actually afford to pay it. The real question is not what you're paying at the filling station. It's how many hours you have to work just to pay for 1 liter. So let me show you what I mean. If we line up countries by the pump price of 1 liter, Nigeria looks like a good deal. Places like Hong Kong, the Netherlands, and the UK are paying anywhere from 2 to 5 times what we pay. Even America and Canada are paying more than us. And Nigeria, sitting at around 1,200 naira, looks like we are winning on paper. But this is the question we should actually be asking. How long does a worker have to work just to afford 1 liter based on minimum wage in each country? An American worker clocks in, gets settled at their desk, checks their emails, and by the time they look up, they've already earned enough for a liter of fuel. That's just 6 minutes of work. Canada, 8 minutes. The UK, 9 minutes. Even Hong Kong, the most expensive city on this list, 20 minutes. Now Nigeria. Our minimum wage is 70,000 naira a month. And even that, according to this week's Punch newspaper, most states have still not paid it. The NLC is already planning street protests for May Day because of it. But even if you collect that full 70,000 naira, it works out to about 437 naira per hour. So to buy that same 1 liter of fuel, a Nigerian worker has to work for 2 hours and 44 minutes. 164 minutes of work for 1 liter. But wait, that 164 minutes, that is actually the optimistic version of this story. The National Bureau of Statistics tells us that nearly 93% of Nigerians work in the informal sector. We are talking about the woman selling roasted corn by the roadside, the man selling things in traffic, the petty trader, the roadside mechanic, the farm worker. For these people, there is no minimum wage. There is no HR department. There is no labor union fighting for their salary. Many of them are earning far less than 400 naira an hour. So for that woman selling roasted corn, 1 liter of fuel is not 164 minutes of work. It could be her entire morning's profit. Every kobo she made from the moment she set up her stall to the moment the sun gets too hot to stand outside. Gone for 1 liter. And when fuel prices go up, these are not people who cut back on Netflix or stop going to the movies. They cut back on food. They pull their children out of school because the transport fare has doubled and they simply cannot afford both. For 93% of this country, it is not an economic adjustment. It is a fight for survival. And let's also talk about the taxes Nigerians are paying that nobody puts in a chart. When you buy fuel for your generator because there is no light, that is a tax. When you pay for a private borehole because there is no pipe-borne water, that is a tax. When you have to repair your car suspension every few months because the roads are broken, that is a tax. We are paying for everything the government is supposed to provide, out of our own pockets, on top of the fuel we can barely afford. So the next time someone shows you a chart saying our fuel is cheap, show them the clock. And then show them the woman by the roadside who worked all morning just to afford the fuel that brought her there. Because 6 minutes and an entire morning's profit are not the same thing. Nigeria does not have cheap fuel. We have expensive poverty. And no chart will ever show you that.
You understand that? You do not have expensive fuel. What you have is expensive poverty. A liter of petrol in the UK, which is gas, right, is £1. Right now, it's about £1 60 pence. So that is practically like how much? I can say maybe 4,000. No, it's not up to that. 3,000 naira somehow. And they are telling us here because of the war in Iran. Normally, you'll be like, but you've got your own crude oil in Nigeria, so why should what happened in Iran affect you? Well, they will then let you know that the same them that told you that if Tinubu's reform has fixed the petroleum sector, Dangote refinery is this, that. Behind the scene, the same Tinubu's government is providing hundreds of millions and even billions of dollars to fuel importers to Nigeria, who still collect subsidy anyway. But they are collecting the money, they are collecting your money from government under a different disguise, right? While you continue to pay more taxes, which is you buying fuel to power your house, to power your offices, to power your companies, your businesses, and the rest of that. Providing your water and the rest, right? That is expensive poverty. But they don't see it that way. To them, they've done so well. And of course, those who are not collecting minimum wage, the real people they call the informal sector or something, right? Those who have to depend on what they actually eat what they kill. So when policies of government like this are just thrown out there, and these guys who are living large, by the way, in this large, massive convoy, bulletproof cars, you sometimes have to ask yourself that who are they running away from? Who are they afraid of? So they come out and tell you that they've done so well, right? The policy and the blah, 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 sort of like helped a lot of you, because that's what they believe, that's what they want to believe, that's what they will push, that's what they will put into all of their documents, and that is how they pat themselves on the back, you know, to say, we have done so well. Anybody who disagrees is just an hater. That is how they run Nigeria, unfortunately. And another fora, right, he was asking, what would the others have done differently than what they are already doing now? Like, what would they do different or differently?
Is the bedrock, is the fundamental. And that is why I get worried when I listen to some people and they say the economy and everything. I ask them the question. Just ask them, what would they do differently? Mr. President, I don't want you to wonder. You've elevated the system for what they know or they can understand. So when you see their comments, you will see that it is far, far below, because the level, just imagine, from 50 to 240, if you see this figure, they cannot imagine it. But we will continue to take time to educate them on that the level that the country is the bedrock.
You understand that? Yeah. Tinubu's economic policies and reforms is beyond the level that majority of you Nigerians can understand. Hello. Then who are you now putting the reforms together for? Like, who are you doing it for? If majority of them cannot understand what you are doing, because it is above them, it is higher than them. Yeah, those are the guys who advise Ekolu. He's a genius. Mr. President, you are such a genius. And that reminds me, by the way, a very quick one. This is like an SOS, okay? A member of this platform, Olapenga, I know some of you are very familiar with his story, lives in Dubai or lived in Dubai with his family, and he's been doing everything to return to Nigeria. At some point, we've offered support, assistance to the family on this platform. So he called, no, not called, he actually sent me a message last week. Yeah, last weekend, where he told me that they reached out to the Nigerian embassy in UAE, in Dubai, because they had the option of a voluntary, is it called voluntary withdrawal or something, whereby they will voluntarily have to go back to Nigeria. So there is a process around that. So they'll get the support they need and they will be returned back to Nigeria. Rather, he said the Nigerian Nigerian embassy in UAE decided to call the UAE police on them, and then they called the immigration on them. And from that moment, they were deported back to Nigeria. They were not allowed to pick or take anything that's theirs, because they gave themselves up that they wanted to go back. The process that usually was supposed to be supported by the Nigerian embassy there, but unfortunately that didn't happen. So right now they have been dropped in Nigeria, and he would really love our support. For those of you who might want to reach out, I can provide a number, so to say, right? For those who might want to reach out, you can reach out to me, and then you can possibly reach out to him as well to support him directly. And those who might want to support him via the platform should do so too. Okay, so that reminds me that. Okay, and there is another one. Meanwhile, it is about the platform itself, right? So those of you who might want to like reach out and support Maiyegun as well, please use the PayPal link only. Okay, leave others for now. Now let's go to Osun State. The drama, the threats, the the whole killings going on in Osun, most of it seem to be like underreported. If you ask me, yeah, because apart from the threats, abuses, and all that, there are so much going on. We've had the people killed on both sides, though, and it is between the APC, Egbekegbe, and the ruling party there, Accord. You know the story. So as some are busy, as they are all busy trying to buy people's votes by buying their voters cards, okay, giving them food or giving them money, behind the scene, right? There are others who are doing everything to keep the violence going. And they are actually already making an open threat to themselves. APC, Egbekegbe, have been caught on 2 occasions now, on 2 different occasions now, okay? Sending the threat of kill them. Another one, if you are not going to vote for APC, do not come out on that day. So you have the police IG in the state right now. You have the different contingent of security have been sent as well to Elisha, to Oshogbo, and all these places. They are going to have their governorship elections in about 4 days. I mean, 3 days by now, okay? And the APC is hell-bent on capturing the states. So I am going to take you to Osun, show you a few of the happenings in the last 48 hours, put it that way. One of them is the accusation and, allegation rather, against the APC, Egbekegbe, of using the police to arrest those who are the Accord party's chieftains, that they have been arresting them on spurious charges. There is one incident where one of the Accord chief's house was invaded by the security guys while they were preparing to go out for campaign, right? So the police arrived and stopped everyone because they needed to search everywhere. They got an intel that they were armed. So they were looking for guns and what have you. Osun.
Kọ́sáàsì mọ́tò wa bíbá ẹ̀.
Wọ́n náà wọ́n ní information wípé wọ́n kọ́ ammunition.
Yeah, they are free to do whatever they want to do now. They are free.
Ṣé ẹ fẹ́ máa ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì àwọn ọkọ ní ọ̀sán?
Kọ́sáàsì ni mọ́tò wa bẹ̀rẹ̀. Ṣé wọ́n náà fẹ́ sáàsì mọ́tò? Mọ̀mọ́ kọ́sáàsì mọ́tò wa bíbá ẹ̀. Everyone let just say whatever thing. No, they know you're not dìbò ni. Àwọn lọ́ọ̀yà wa bí báyìí, wọ́n fẹ́ search warrant. For what? Say, we are citizens of Nigeria now. We are citizens of Nigeria. Everybody be right, we have rights. We have civil rights. The law, you have the lawyer there.
The law.
Lawyer, where is the law? The law. Go to another one. Hey, it's coming. Mama. Check it very well. Very well. I just said one, but what's the one? I just said Mama, yes.
At a point, some women also protested. Like they blocked the entrance of the police headquarters at Osogbo, demanding for the police neutrality because they feel like the position are being targeted to be taken out before the election day to allow the APC to conduct their planned rigging. Again, they're all throwing allegations at each other. And then you have the ADC in the mix as well. Coming to that, the women were calling on the police to be neutral. They want the police to be neutral. But they can't be neutral if we want to be honest. So they're there on a mission to serve the highest bidder. So it will take a lot of you to overwhelm them. That is the only way they can begin to act neutral. We'll see how far that is going to go. But still in Osun, Atiku, Dino, Mark, and the rest of them joined Baba Kabiru. Yeah, to campaign for the ADC governorship candidate. They have a candidate too, right? Here was Dino, Canary Dino, at the same event, put it that way. The event where they were selling the ADC candidate. And guess what? They also had this massive crowd too.
First to be introduced is the David of our time that will produce the next president and governor, the next legitimate occupant of Aso Rock on the 29th of May 2027 by the grace of God. The intellectually mobile thinking machine and restorer of the economy of Nigeria, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. You wanted to see me dance. Have I not danced? ADC! ADC! Now, my fellow Osun citizens, this is the fourth time I am standing on this podium. And each time I stood here, you gave me your vote. Each time. I cannot forget that. The reason why I cannot forget that, you know, because your daughter is in my house. I came here for the current governor and I appealed to you to support him and you voted him. I came here on my presidential campaign, you voted for me and you defeated Bola Ahmed Tinubu in this state. For me, I can't forget that. I have come today to appeal to you again to vote ADC. This is because ADC, I can assure you, is different from APC, is different from ACORD, is different from all other parties. Because the best of Nigerians are today in ADC. The best of Nigerians are today in ADC. So I have come and I am appealing to you, the next governorship election, you should vote for ADC. I believe you will not regret voting ADC in the forthcoming elections. That's why I have come personally to relate with you, to thank you for your previous support and to appeal to you to vote ADC in the next gubernatorial elections. I thank you very much for your turnout, which is quite impressive, and that has given us optimism that the next elections we are going to win. You 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 are going to win. ADC! God bless you all.
We will work with you to build a Nigeria that is not corrupt. I bring you a message of hope.
We are going to spend a lot of resources on education.
We will work with you to build.
There's something about Nigerian politicians that I sometimes don't get. They always have these heart of aides, like retinue of aides, who are just all following them. You know what I mean? Like, they have something they are doing for them. For example, right? Providing information about an event. You want to go to Osun State and you want to talk about what ADC will do differently, right? So you probably should have maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 points that you can speak directly to the audience. But they are not always like that. So they will talk about your children, we'll make sure your children go to school. We will make sure that the blah, but they are not really communicating, so to say. But to that of Atiku, right, is there to say thank you to Osun people and to repeat the same thing they gave him by voting for him several times when it comes to the governorship election, as well as at the 2027, Abi. Now it's getting, like I said, it's already become like a hotter and hotter as the time rolls by to the day of their election, okay? So those APC, Egbekegbe themselves they are determined. For those who live in Osun, what the APC are telling the other people in Osun who are not APC is that there's nothing they can do. This election is between the federal and Adeleke. So more or less like it's beyond, don't think because so maybe if you think they were weak, APC is weak in Osun and therefore they don't have it, they are bragging, telling everybody who care to know that whatever they do in this election, they are going to get away with it. Yeah, that's the belief. Here is one of them speaking at one of their gatherings or their campaigns, right? He's a senator representing a place in Osun at the National Assembly, reminding them that they have lost people, they have killed your people, right? So we have killed your people from now on. Anywhere you see them, kill them. In Yoruba, just in case if you don't understand the Yoruba.
Tí a bá tún gbúrò akọ́ọ̀dù kankan nílé Ṣàǹbí. Ìbò tá a máa dì í. Ìbò ilé ẹ̀rìkọ́ọ̀dù mi ò kẹlẹ sọ́ọ̀tì níbi. Ìgbà tá a sọ, a ní fìlà burúkú dáńdé, fìlà yẹ́lò fìlà jẹ́ńdìsì, fìlà ẹranko, ẹranko ló pààyàn. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni. Èló ló ti rí tí APC pa. Àbẹ̀yìn ẹ̀yìn kọ́ ní gbogbo àwọn tó ń pa yìí. So àti dé àti wá sọ fún yín. Títí dọjọ́ ìbò tí a bá rí wọn, ó pa ni o. Àwọn ìlú máa wò. Ní kábíyèsí, ó bá pe gbogbo àwọn tó ń kígbe wá bí APC patrol.
And that man. And somehow I kind of like have a little bit of respect for him because of some of the bills. Is it bills? Not just bills, like his contribution at the National Assembly when it comes to this issue of insecurity, right? But that's in there, telling them that how many people has APC killed? All those people they killed, are they not your people? So we are back now. Until the day of election, everywhere you see them, kill them. That's what is said in Yoruba there. Ordinarily by now, he should possibly be under arrest. And in that Elisha, they have a convoy of security officials, I would say security men, that arrived at the town yesterday, I believe. Look at them. These are the guys who are sent to the area where a senator just said, everywhere you see are caught people wearing yellow cap, kill them. Do you see that convoy? Yeah, you will think we are all going there to ensure that all the election criminals, right, would never be found. So to say, like they would not be bold enough to come out and perpetuate election criminality, rigging, intimidation, and other violence. Abi, in fact, you are probably going to see some of them captured on camera, helping people to snatch ballot boxes. It's crazy, like, and they have that number of security men deployed to assure election, like they normally do anyway, right? So you have maybe 14,000. 10,000 deployed to a state that an election that is still going to be rigged. The police IG is there too. But before that, here is a member of Nigeria's House of Representatives telling everyone who cares to listen in Osun State on the election day, if you are not voting for APC, don't come out at all. Sounds familiar? Yeah, it is. It is their modus operandi. If you are not voting for APC, don't come out that day.
Thank you. Gbogbo unity odò ọ̀tún. Ata APC lónìí. Ẹ bá aṣọ gbẹ́gbẹ́dùn mi ò ní tẹ́ ìmọ̀ ẹ̀ o. Ọmọ kékeré ní sí mi. Ẹ̀gbẹ́ ni mo jẹ́. Bàbá ni mo jẹ́. Ó ní ẹ̀mọ̀ fúnra lára ẹ̀. Ẹgbẹ́ mi sáré síkà ẹgbẹ́ mi mo sọ. Ó kú para rẹ̀ pé bàbá ẹ̀ ni mo jẹ́. Mo dẹ̀ ti dé báyìí. Bàbá sọ̀mọ́ la fi máa ṣe. Ibi tí bàbá bẹ́ẹ̀ ti wà ọmọ ò lè sọ̀rọ̀ ńbẹ́. Èmi ni mò ń sọ fún yín. Ẹ̀dájú ò lè jáde dìbò. APC APC àbá àbájú ò lè dìbò lónìí. Èmi mo sọ fún yín bẹ́ẹ̀. APC gbogbo ẹ̀yọ́ ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ ẹ lọ sí unity yìí, ẹ lọ sí wọ́ọ̀dù yìí, ẹ jẹ́ kó yé wọn pé ìwọ tó bá ti jọ ọmọ APC.
Yeah, making that kind of open threat is criminal, but he's an APC member. Even if they want to pretend to invite him, he's never going to be arrested. And guess what? They will still go ahead and carry out what they intend to do to those who failed to yield their warning. You know what I mean? Like those who failed to listen. And then you see that captured on camera. Where is their police IG? Here.
They know their job to do. Henceforth, I want them to do this election fair and fair. God bless you. Election will come and go. I'm happy I met mothers in the Kabiyesi's palace and I sent message to them. Warn your children. Everybody warn your children not to be used during election. Warn àwọn ọmọ yín kó má lò wọ́n fún election. But inú mi dùn tó yẹ pé ẹjọ́ sẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ kan ni ṣe pé block ọ̀nà ìbá kọjá, and that is why mo ṣe dúró mi okay, let me talk to you, let me find out what problem you have. Gbogbo placard tẹ́ ẹ kọ yìí màá gbà màá kó lọ sí Àbújá.
So that's the police IG, Tunji Dezu. But should somebody like this not be arrested? This one. Because people are kind of like, what do you call that thing again? Exchanging. Yeah, I wanted to say substituting, but no, they were exchanging their voters' cards for 2 sachets of rice. And it should be criminal. Shouldn't it?
Ìtí tẹ̀tẹ̀ jẹ́ yàn máa gbádùn àwọn olóṣèlú tó ṣe pé nǹkan kékeré wọ́n fi dẹ́yàn wò ṣe dáadáa wọ́n bá ṣe dáadáa nǹkan ńlá náà ń bọ̀ tí wọ́n tún fi dẹ́yàn wò wọ́n jàǹbá wọn. Àwọn tí wọ́n di tí àwọn ògbórúkọ wọn mọ́tò ṣe pé láti ọdún mọ́dún ni wọ́n ti ń ṣòṣèlú bọ̀ etí ò jẹ́ wọn gbúrò wọn mọ́nú ayé ni pé wọ́n ń dọwọ́ rú bí àbá ti ń dọwọ́ rú kò dáa bí àbá ti fi nǹkan rán yàn sí yàn kọ́dọ̀ tó fi tọwọ́ ara rẹ̀ kù sọ ayé wa kò dáa àwọn wọn ní kí n fún yín ní ráìsì ẹyọ kọ̀ọ̀kan wọn ní kí n fún yín àwọn náà ń rí mi báyìí àwọn méjì ní ìsìn ní ẹgbà ó yẹ máa bọ́ mi lọ́kọ̀.
kálí yín rẹ̀ mọ́tò ní. ẹ má pẹ̀lú èèlà ìwónú ẹ má gbà èèlà ìwónú.
sẹ́rí wà láàyè bọ̀
obìnrin ló fẹ́ gbádùn yìí. Ìjọ sọ̀rọ̀ ìfẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀.
Àdìbò fún Mùlẹ̀wùdí náà yẹn bá mi ṣe orí wọn tó máa jẹ́ ọmọ rẹ̀ òdèrè rí àyè pẹ̀lú láì máa ṣe tó bá ti gba owó lọ́wọ́ wa tó gba oúnjẹ tí ó tẹ̀ka fún àwọn ọmọ rẹ̀ sórí rẹ̀ ní ọ̀. Láìkì rẹ̀ àwọn alásàlá tí wọ́n ti pàṣẹ jù ọmọ àjọ òṣèlú òmìnira ẹsẹ̀ àpẹẹrẹ ẹ̀kọ́ fún wọn. Láìkì rẹ̀ wọ́n mọ̀ sí nígbà tó ṣe wípé ní wọ́n jẹ́ láti jọ wọ́n ti lè lu àwọn lẹ́yìn pé ní mo pé nǹkan mo ti pé nǹkan wọn ò wá kárí rí. Ẹ̀dìbò fún Mùlẹ̀wùdí ní òye bá mi jí o. Ajáwa Kìfáyà tó yẹ tọ́lá àwọn ni wọ́n gbé fún yín o. Wọ́n ní ẹ̀dìbò fún Mùlẹ̀wùdí yín o. Ọ̀rọ̀ fọmọ yín o. Wọ́n ní ẹ̀dìbò ìyá wa gbé kalẹ̀ ìwé náà fi tẹ̀lé kó o. Bàbá ẹ̀kú kí ni ọwọ́ yẹn wà. Ẹ máa jẹ tí ó gbàgbé tí ó ní mọ́nú yàrá kí ni mo fẹ́ fi ṣe ọ̀rẹ́ ọ̀la tó náà ṣe fún mi tí ó tún náà bẹ̀ ń jẹ àtọ́lọ́ bá ti tọ́lọ́ owó yẹn jẹ jẹ lóko. Ẹ bù mọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. Ẹ máa jẹ kún owó ní ọ̀la ní àlàáfíà ra ní ẹ̀kú bá yọ̀. Ẹ̀dùn omi ìtẹ̀lẹ́ ká gba méjì láti bàtẹ́rì omi ti ń ṣe náà kò sọ pé kan náà. À ń lọ rálì lọ́la o. À ń lọ rálì lọ́la o. Nílé sílé nílé sílé.
Wọ́n ti débi látago méje.
Ìyá Adéfìdì lọ gbé gbà rẹ̀ náà lé àjọdé ni o.
Ẹnìtẹ̀ ìwọ́n dà tó wà mí.
Wọ́n lọ gbé gbà.
Ṣé tó ká mi ìwé mi?
Wọ́n máa wọn náà ni.
Ìṣòro ìdápadà pẹ̀lú.
It will take a very long time, right? to wake people who are pretending to be sleeping, to wake them up. It will take forever. And that's why you got the establishment, by the way. You know, it takes a lot of those people who also help the system, who help to sustain this kind of a mad political system. Where do you want to start? And those are the ones who probably made it to the social media, because you're going to see a lot of them. But what are you going to do? This is what Obi Ezekwesili had to say about that kind of phenomenon, right? Of people having to sell their votes, no matter how horrible life has treated them under the supposed same ruling party. But they are willing to just take food, take money, right? And then revalidate the suffering. Yeah.
I mean, anyone who absolutely works on the basis of what you call political realism, which is that, you know, the pattern of behavior of incumbency in our politics has always been to buy up everything they can buy. And that, you know, predictably, the outcome would be one where they are doing everything to negate the basic ethos and principles of fair play in political competition. And that therefore, whether it is fairness or transparency or, you know, accountable systems that really play by the rules of the game, that we would seldom be guaranteed that. But we've also seen situations where the people vote for themselves. They come to that point where they sort of say, you know what, okay, we've had it. Right. We've really had it. We can't continue on this trajectory because it actually is too injurious. That kind of moment of a tipping point is something that you don't completely write off.
Nevertheless, millions of Nigerians, and you know this because you're in the community. I mean, you do a lot of work in the community. Millions of Nigerians are hungry.
Yes.
They're under enormous economic pressure. If the APC can offer immediate material incentives while P2B offers a longer-term vision, which do you think will ultimately determine how Nigerians vote?
I mean, you're correct. I even did a research on the basis of which we have the fixed politics and the SPPG showing exactly that. The low productivity of the average Nigerian, as you call them, basically means low household income. And therefore, it is always statistically significant for them to get any additional. They live for the day, okay? They live for a day. When you look at the household income, the statistical significance of anything that they are given, whether in kind or in cash, really takes a different decision point. And that decision point basically is you the elite, have 4 years. We have 1 day. That 1 day that they can increase the pie of the day's earnings is sufficient to make a decision. And so when the middle class, you know, rebuke the really poor, by the way, 62% by virtue of our national statistics. So we're at more than 130 million of our citizens in that bracket. And so when they make those decisions and the elite, the middle class elite, disdainfully say to them, why are you selling your vote? You're selling your future. It's actually elite privilege that is very obnoxious because the fact is there is nothing that tells them that tomorrow will be okay. Which is why, for me, if we looked at what has happened with a place like Kenya, I always joke with the Kenyans that if they took all their politicians and brought them here at night and took us to Nairobi, the two populations will wake up and not know that anything happened. You won't know that anything happened. But look at Kenya. In the 2010, I was Kofi Annan was at the political spectrum of it. I was at the economic spectrum of it as World Bank Vice President. And Kenya was going to just be a rubble. But they managed to get themselves to the place where they had a conversation. That conversation led to a constitution that was determined by referendum. Today, when the Kenyans disagree, they are not disagreeing about these critical nation formation issues. What they are doing is they are disagreeing about, okay, you're not governing us well, and we need to get rid of you. Okay, so, but in terms of those existential issues of the Kenya state, they have gone beyond that now. And that's what we need. Yeah. We need to come to the moment of truth where we actually have this conversation. And I've seen the political class pretend.
Let the political class or the middle class, if they still exist, realize that it's just a matter of time. People say they don't exist anymore, but maybe they do. Or if they do, right, they have just limited time before they themselves will either become very poor or maybe very rich. So they will not be, there will be no more in between. There will be no middle class in a way. Bury that fake constitution. If you want to run a country, you must run a country on a legitimate document called Constitution. So when people want to disagree, they can disagree based on violation of that agreement, which is the Constitution. But right now, people disagree because of their ethnic this, tribal that, religious this, political that, and then Nigeria is just left to wither, just like that, like kind of like a field for scavengers like your political class to keep milking. But maybe that's not going to happen now, right? Now here is the nightmare that this commenter, okay, I'm going to show you a video now, okay? So according to him, Fulani artsmen and their arts, they were transported and then they were dumped in that particular community, which has now created panic that it is going to be a matter of time before this part of Osun and Kwara, I believe, right, will become another killing spot. People are afraid, right? When you wake up one morning and just see these hordes of cows, right? It's all over the place. And you're like, where are they from? They say they were dropped by the security agents in Nigeria.
Aseto, between Oshu and Kogen village. We confront them for the past 5 days, of which they said is the security personnel that dropped them here, that asked them to settle here. We plead with them that they should please, this place is not good for them to be here. And they said no, they will stay here. And we asked our chief, they still came and pleaded with them, of which they still refused. So they were like to say it's the security that brought them here. And in fact, that what we are experiencing in this community or Yerota in general is so sad. All rounds across Yerota, in the bush area, Fulani has settled, so many of them, and they are grazing in our land. Sometimes they will go and graze in somebody's land. They will finish the whole land, about hectares of land. Up till now, nothing has been done. And again, those security that they posted them to other villages, Oshu and Ayua, they will block the road and they will be asking the civilians to go and clear the bush for them. They will be chasing us, beating our children from here and there. And again, the bridge that we have constructed, the local one, they are passing through it. So, in fact, we lack words to do, or how can I say, I don't know, because we are very, very angry with this kind of situation. If we look at it very well, that is a Fulani guy that is going there. They are here more than a week. They are here more than a week. So, when we started saying, they said we don't have anything to do them. It's the security that asks them. So the question I want to ask, our houses Our villages, nobody is there, but they are bringing Fulani to come and settle in our villages. Is that the right thing to do? At least a visitor will leave a house before the owner of the house. He will leave. The owner of the house will be in his house before a visitor will come. But at this situation, it is not like this here, in this place. If we look at in Tekogen, nobody is living in Tekogen. In Osho, nobody is living. But look at where the Fulani came and settled. So, and again, the security personnel, if you confront them, they will not even tell you anything that is good. The last other time, or if I can remember, they raped a lady. They were asking why the lady went to that place, that they raped her. So this is the video that they have came and settled here. So at least let government should do something. And if I remember, they said these people should leave this community for complete 4 years. How many months from now to this place? This is about 1 year and 1 month that this massacre has happened here in Yerota. And yet Fulanis are coming here. They are even going to Yerota market to be buying things. So this is what is happening, or this is what happened. So
those who are responsible for the Yerota massacre have actually not been brought to book in the truest sense of it. But yeah, the collaboration between the security forces and these Fulani marauders remain from what we just watched. It's actually crazy. So some travelers who were kidnapped while traveling through Kogi 3 days ago were later rescued and then shared their own experience. So I have the video. This was from Kogi. Those you can call the lucky ones that didn't actually have to spend weeks or months before they will pay their ransom. So their story.
Those three are seeing her the activity. Those that kidnapped. They were kidnapped since yesterday. You can see the woman. Sorry, madam. Is he your daughter? Hey! Yeah. Look at this small girl. No. These people should not move. Okay, let's go up there. Okay. Sorry, madam. Sorry.
Thank you.
Thank God for the life.
Said I was out, and their plans. They were telling us, you 100,000, you 100 million, you 70 million, you 50 million, the children 20 million. And I happened to be the one that collected every bit in like, but God came for the rescue. God came. So their plan today was that they were telling us to be calling our people. I told them that I called my people. They said they will raise 500,000 or more. That was when those guys beat my life. Like, but all the same, that glory belongs to God. We were rescued swiftly, like. No scratch on our bodies. Only the guy that tried to escape yesterday from them that they caught his hand. But it wasn't a good experience for anybody, and it will never be a good experience.
Giving them the feedback, so they'll call, they took all our phones, switched them off, and kept them with them. So when they want us to speak to our people, they'll give us back the phones and they'll tell me, you call your people. If they don't bring it, at some point they were even threatening that if we were not able to provide the money, they'll just sell us to ritualists and all that. So, but thank God that we were rescued and
I fell down. So one of them that was chasing me brought a knife to cut my head, like direct to my face. So I put one on my hand. That is when the cutlass landed here and it cut my vein. So I was bleeding throughout the night.
Oh, you can do short clips. Big one.
Ones. So the police rescued them, and kudos to those officers. Thank you. It is not an experience you would ever wish, not even on your worst enemy. That is why you have to feel kind of like a bit of anger, if not much anger, in you when you realize that those who are supposed to go after these terrorists to deal with them for real are the same people who are trying to persuade us to understand why they are negotiating with them. Crazy, yeah? In Anambra, I've been seeing videos of people's shops being demolished without them being, like evacuating their stuffs from the stalls, right? We used to see that a lot in Lagos, right? But this one from Anambra seemed to top it. Soludom's handwork, put it that way. Watch this.
Shift to anime, shift to anime. Push the one anime. Oh yeah, I'm going here. I've had here. Hey, the one man come.
I don't like it on the main market. The nego soludo mereba. The nego ni soludo mereba. That was Sunday. Both side, both side. Both side. Oh, more happen. The nego do bad. Both side ko okupia. Nene and the caterpillar jam cannot use building. Obia kweba on Thursday I think so. Nene che sorry me na obeka Dubai. Ngwaneze na ebe imin. Obata ode aka nka akure ezuburo. O wesizi kuku ozo. ọ bịara ebe ọ dị aka nke akụkpọrọ na ozu ezu osisi kụkụ ọzọ every Sunday ihe a ka anyị na-afụ na main market every Sunday by this time agbagata bịa nene nke ọ kụpụrụ every Sunday nene ndị mmadụ every Sunday nne ihe ọ kwara ebe a every Sunday jụzie m ka a ga-esi azụ ahịa next step every Sunday abịa main market bịa nene ebe ọ pụrụ nene godi every Sunday we will come and look at the differences nene godi every Sunday ahịa na-azụzi na main market every Sunday onye ọbụla na-abịa ama ebe shop ya dị ma akụgo nkie nene katapila eji anị anụ ya ebe 1 ka ebido every Sunday abịa fịa agwa m onye ọbụla ama ka shop ya chọba shop ọ bụrụ na ama ka shop gị before chọba shop maka na Soludo ahapụbeghị ndị nna maka shop ha na izizi a na-ekwe anyị gafee ga the other side.
And you know something about them when they do all these demolitions, right? You will think they are going to build this beautiful, well laid out market. No. The most is that they will allocate the land to somebody who has a connection with them to build new shops, increase the money. And then if those who are the former occupiers, if they are lucky enough to afford, the new rents, so they'll become tenants of a new landlord. And that can last for maybe another 10, 15 years until another person feels like, oh, this market is too congested. We need to come here and redesign this, blah. There's no real design, just new shops owned by a different group of people. But you see those tenants whose livelihood are being ruined, demolished with all of this, right? They never get any compensation. Some try to come back, but there are others who just never really come back from this. And it is like a regular thing. Since I have grown up, right? And since I have been aware of government demolishing shops, demolishing homes, demolishing all these properties, right? To think that, oh, they want to build something more, sophisticated, something more modern. No, just same old. So somewhere at that George in Port Harcourt, right? Policemen and a soldier were seen in a street fight. It was, this policeman wanted to arrest a soldier, right? While the audience, just spectators, came to his rescue. Then it became a spectacle. You want to see? Yeah.
Yes, break my friends, take her.
What happened, sir?
No, I don't know. They are dragging the soldier man. I don't know.
No, a military man is a military man.
What happened? What happened?
Tell soldier.
Who's people?
This man here. This man here. Why not peace program? Who's the government house? What happened here? Who's the government house? Why not peace? Who's the government house? Everybody wants the government house. What did happen here?
Nigeria police is a disgrace. Disgrace. Nigeria police.
Yeah, their story. And something similar also happened between the airpeace staff and the airport union, you know. So there was this downing of tool by the airport staff today. The union declared a strike, and they wanted all the airline staff and everybody to comply. So the airpeace staff objected, and a drama like that then ensued this morning.
Solidarity
Don't bother asking me who or which ones are the earpiece and which ones are the union, right? I don't know. I mean, it's pretty much obvious, isn't it? So that's from Abuja. And it has Abuja, after one APC program in Abuja, somehow, right, they couldn't share whatever they were supposed to share for the people inside where they had their program, except like this, where some of those who attended their program had to be diving bread like that. The usual one that you saw in Ekiti then, when they were doing Ekiti election, right? Similar thing happened in Abuja, the federal capital of Nigeria. That's a sign of a working Nigeria. And if you don't agree, well, it's because you have not probably listened to the likes of Akwabioli.
Things are getting better for Nigeria. Things are getting better. For Asiwaju is on the throne. Things are getting better. Things are getting better. Things are getting better. Mr. President, things are getting better. Hey, I said, things are getting better for Nigeria. For Nigeria is on the way. Progressive government. Things are getting better. Asiwaju, congratulations.
I can't believe I was actually like singing along with him. Things are getting better for Nigeria. So let's leave Nigeria and go to Calgary in Canada, where a one-man solo protest against something anti-black and racism in Calgary in Canada. Somebody's protesting though.
Good day, sir.
It's actually Alberta. Scratch that. Alberta.
Good day, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
I really support your cause. It's wonderful you're out here.
Definitely.
Thank you.
I'm just protesting today against anti-black racism within the justice system in Alberta and in Canada.
It's true, it's
I'm
true.
doing this because I've experienced it and I'm still experiencing it. And I've written to government about it. Nothing has been done. And that is why I'm sensitizing the people.
Exactly. You have to.
Alberta and Canada. And across the globe.
Right.
So what is going on in Canada?
Right.
There's anti-black racism within the justice system.
Thank you for taking a stand.
I have a piece of evidence to support
Yes.
this.
Yes.
That is why I'm protesting today. I'm backing a one-man protest. If it's only me that is sensitizing the people, I am ready. I'm ready to do it. Justice is for everybody. We are all equal in this country.
Yes.
It's a country of immigrants, both black and white. And we have to respect our culture.
That's
we have
right.
to respect our religion, no matter the situation.
Yeah.
Equality for everyone. That is what we stand for in Canada. That is what our country stands for. I'm a Canadian citizen.
And peace,
I have the right.
and peace between everyone. Just peace to have everyone to have peace.
Yes, we want equality in this country.
Like get to know people instead of don't look at their color. My God, stop it.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much.
Goodbye.
A one-man protest. It's like some of you, it's like you know him, right? Well, everything anti-black, racism, everybody should speak up. Don't wait till you are a victim of it. And do not be a bigot that is promoting ethnic cleansing or tribal bigotry in Nigeria from your base in Canada, your base in America, your base in Europe. And then at the same time, you are also fighting against racism in that same place. That's hypocrisy, double standards, so to say. That's madness, right? It's an advice. So thank you, everyone, for your time again this evening. I intend to see you again tomorrow. So until then, right, remember, if you joined us late, you can watch this from the start, okay? And if you started with us, just don't forget, like and share the broadcast. I'll see you tomorrow. So good night.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú. Maiyegun Diary Maiyegun number one. Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube. Maiyegun Diary Maiyegun number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí. Maiyegun Diary Maiyegun number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun Diary Maiyegun number one. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Maiyegun máa wí. Maiyegun Diary Maiyegun number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun Diary Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun Diary Diary politico. Maiyegun Diary Maiyegun number one. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun. Maiyegun Diary Maiyegun number one. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgbọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Maiyegun Diary Maiyegun number one. Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary Maiyegun number one. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá tí ń gbà rìbá. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀. Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe,
ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀gọ̀lọ́mọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti dọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun Diary Maiyegun #1.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun Diary Maiyegun #1.
Maiyegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú.
Maiyegun Diary Maiyegun #1.
lórí Facebook lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun Diary Maiyegun #1.
gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí.
Maiyegun Diary Maiyegun #1.
àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun Diary Maiyegun #1.
bó bá ṣe é àní Maiyegun máa wí.
Maiyegun Diary Maiyegun #1.
ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun Diary Maiyegun #1.
Maiyegun Diary politico.
Maiyegun Diary Maiyegun #1.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun.
Maiyegun Diary Maiyegun #1.
ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Maiyegun Diary Maiyegun #1.
àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun Diary Maiyegun #1.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
lórí Facebook.
Maiyegun ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
kí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá.
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
ìrọ̀ olóṣèlú àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sè mọ́bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ̀n lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti dọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà. Àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Maiyegun làwọn mọ̀ ọ́ làmọ̀ tó dódòdó.
Maiyegun dáyàrí Maiyegun nọ́mbà wá.
Maiyegun làwọn mọ̀ ọ́ làmọ̀ tó dódòdó.
Maiyegun dáyàrí Maiyegun nọ́mbà wá.
Maiyegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú.
Maiyegun dáyàrí Maiyegun nọ́mbà wá.
Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun dáyàrí Maiyegun nọ́mbà wá.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí.
Maiyegun dáyàrí Maiyegun nọ́mbà wá.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun dáyàrí Maiyegun nọ́mbà wá.
Bó bá ṣe é àní Maiyegun máa wí.
Maiyegun dáyàrí Maiyegun nọ́mbà wá.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun dáyàrí Maiyegun nọ́mbà wá.
Maiyegun dáyàrí pòlítíkò.
Maiyegun dáyàrí Maiyegun
tribalism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun.
Maiyegun diary na ibi number one.
ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgbọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu.
Maiyegun diary na ibi number one.
àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun diary na ibi number one.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
lórí Facebook.
Maiyegun ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
kí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá.
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀gọ̀ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí abínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ fòyà. àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì o. ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súra kí ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Maiyegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú.
Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí.
Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Bó bá ṣe eré àní Maiyegun máa wí.
Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Maiyegun Diary politico.
Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun.
Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.